If we look at this project, it's providing community buses for Venus Bay and Sandy Point. It's an idyllic community, it's a lovely place to live, but it has challenges, and transport's one of those challenges.
We saw this project as an opportunity to engage the community to actually develop their own transport services.
We can't do that with traditional public transport means.
Everybody should have equal access to some sort of transport. I hope that the toolkit will help other community organisations who want to start something up do it with a lot less trouble.
That will help other communities do this same kind of project, including all the learnings, including all the challenges.
We were hoping to establish an effective transport system, but we've actually generated much more than that. We've established a community social health system. You have to work out what transport services are needed, what transport services are going to be provided, what sort of vehicle is going to be needed, how is that going to be charged. Then they will need to get support, probably from government, to acquire a vehicle and charging facilities and permissions to operate the system.
To operate a bus, you have to follow the Bus Safety Act, make sure you've got appropriate safety protocols in place.
We've had issues with who we could carry. We have exemption from this accreditation, but that means we can't carry school kids for school-related activities.
That was one of the learnings. Meet with the Safe Transport Victoria people early and give them as much information as you can so they can help determine whether you need accreditation.
We were able to be supported during this 2 years with all the fixed costs of the vehicle, so insurance was $5,500 a year. And then there's rego and maintenance and all of that. Volunteerism is enormous in a project like this. To make it really enduring, like in 10 years' time, we need to make sure that we've got a really revolving group of volunteers.
When we started, I suspect we were fairly naive. There's a considerable amount of effort required to establish it, generate the enthusiasm to recruit the volunteers. It is transferable, certainly.
The community members are not paid to do the driving, not paid to run the booking service, they're not paid to do the administration.
We needed a technology part to the project, so we tried to implement a booking system. What we found was the human touch was just so important. We have an online booking tool and it's quite good, people can use it, but so often people just want to pick up the phone and talk to someone.
People just jump on the website, fill in the details. From then on, it's pretty much an automated process. Perhaps some of the older members of the community would prefer to call.
Once you understood what to do, it was quite easy. They can phone me and say, this is when we're leaving Wonthaggi, I just have to meet somewhere.
We did try scheduled servicing, but it didn't work in Sandy Point. On demand is working very well.
This was a little different because it was involving electric vehicles. Just to give you context, the battery weighs 600 kilos. So, if you're going up hills, knowing how much charge you've got, these were assembled vehicles and hadn't really been trialled in Australia, so there were problems with them.
We can generate our power through the solar panels on the men's shed, buy green power when we can't generate our own. So it's a very sustainable model. The buses are easy to drive, very low maintenance. So for communities, it's a very, very good solution. We have got funding for a battery system, we're putting it in, but you do need a very big battery system because the bus battery itself is very large. We're talking more than 80 kilowatt hours. It would simply drain a fixed battery system quite quickly. Really the option is to charge in the daytime if you can, which we do.
We also need to look at the charging issues with the bus because of the difficulty in finding compatible charging facilities.
At the time that we got them, I don't think there were many options, so we were grateful we got one. The suspension is a bit rugged, so we're often having to apologise.
We have managed to be self-sustaining because we ask for donations, and that keeps the system on the road, so to speak.
So the financial part of it, we will inherit that risk.
And we will need to upgrade the bus within, say, 5 years. That will be a real focus, get those sponsorships happening.
We've got a bit of money in reserve so that we can keep the maintenance up and placing the tyres and that sort of stuff.
One of the key objectives of this project was to develop a set of learnings, a toolkit, and this is being generated by the researchers at La Trobe Uni, but it will be made available to all communities interested to follow this path.
I saw the pain that both communities went through to create all the documentation required at the start to help facilitate the smooth operation. It was very bumpy and we just wanted to create something that hummed.
We're probably very, very lucky to go and walk around and talk to the people that are using it and seeing what it's done for the community.
Governments operate with limited buckets of money to deliver services, to be able to help in another way where community can take action and collaborate with government is fantastic. I'd like to think it's strengthened the resilience of both those communities.
I think it actually adds to the purpose and meaning of being part of a community.